Hey everybody, how's it going?
Yes, hello.
Hi, I'm Ariel Hubbard,
And I'm Vicky Draper.
and we're here with Healing for Pets and People, and today is our pain management edition.
Everybody. That's what I was waiting for. I am also the tech director here.
So Vicky's our pet tech director, and I'm your resident goofball here to make you laugh. So between us, hopefully you'll have some fun with us today. So we wanted to give you some tips and information about pain management for pets and people. And I wanted to share a story, and this is one of my clients, because I work with people and Vicky works with animals and the guardians as well. And she had mentioned that one of my clients had mentioned that her dogs had an issue and she spent $2,500 caring for her dog. And I'm like, well, what happened? And she talked about she thought her dog just had back pain. And when she took the dog to the vet, um, basically they spent a lot of money on testing, which is fair because they wanted to eliminate that it was not like other things that were more serious. That's valid, that's fair, right? And but the thing is, like, they didn't really work on the back pain for her dog. They just eliminated the fact that it wasn't a more serious health issue. So um what I wanted to mention today for everybody is if you physically have pain in your body, you can work with me, and if you have pain, your animals have pain, you send them to Vicky because Vicky can work with them. And so we're going to talk about ways we address pain and how we help people deal with that. So Vicky, if someone were in that situation and they said, "Oh my God, my dog's hurting. She hasn't eaten for 3 days." So they wanted to make sure the dog didn't have digestive problems. That's fair, 100% fair. But if they came to you and said, "Hey, my dog is not eating, and I think they're in some pain," what would you say? What would you do for that wonderful animal?
What
How would
I
you help them?
do, right, because a lot of times when it's pain related, the doctors, like you said, they do the test, they have all this other
Right?
expertise. And if they give just drugs to mask, well, not mask it, but to help manage it, it's not really getting to the root. So what I do is I'm working with the pet and the pet's body, and I'm assessing where's the pain coming from,
Right. Right.
and um, and also I can tell if there's some energy congestion in there where maybe they're not eating. So it's and so I give information from the pet's body directly,
Yes.
and then go in and help, not words not solve, but helping the pet's body and facilitating the healing and letting the pet's body take over. So I can help find the location and help address it. And yes, there are times, and so then a lot of times they don't even need to go to the vet.
That's the thing is that
How?
you and I actually can save people money if we can address the symptoms in a way that doesn't require advanced medical care that's really, really expensive. So to go to see us for an appointment is a lot more cost effective because then we can, when we work on people or animals, if they feel better, right? They've resolved their symptoms. Then they don't have to spend $2,500 to do a bunch of tests that didn't resolve the actual symptoms or get to the root cause of the problem.
And I will
Right.
say that, yes, our work does not replace the need
No, not
for
at all.
medical care
Not at all.
at all. This is where our skill set shines
Right.
in the healing.
Right. And we refer people out to
Yes,
medical providers
yes, I will. Yeah,
when it's
yeah.
warranted. But sometimes through the work that we do with energy work and also with physical massage and manipulation, we can, and manipulation is a term we use, meaning working with the tissue. Okay. Just so everybody's clear. When we do that, a lot of times the problem will resolve. We either opening up the energy flow and resolving the pain, right? Um, or finding out, like, does this help? And if it doesn't help, then we know that they have some other type of issue. Now, I want to mention one thing. This is related to when I teach my trigger points class. So there are three types of muscle in the body: cardiac, skeletal, and smooth. And smooth muscles are inside the body, like the intestines, like the bladder, like the uterus, things like that. Okay. The smooth muscles show pain when they're overstretched, they're twisted, and like when they're cut. So like when an animal like has like let's say they have digestive problems and they're getting cramping or twisting, like say the esophagus or the intestines, they're going to get a lot of pain that's going to refer to the back. Humans will get that too, by the way. You can get digestive pain that refers to the back that's related to what's going on inside in the smooth muscles. And so like I would be doing reflexology for that to address the nervous system, or I would be doing acupoints for that, or I'd be doing trigger point, or because a lot of times it's trigger point related to relieve the pain. And Vicky, and I'm sure you're doing other things to help. How would you treat the animal if you could tell that they had pain internally, like in
That's
their,
there,
yeah.
well, I'm sending Reiki for one.
Yes.
And I also
Yep.
do
Yep. That too.
acupressure,
Right.
which has the meridians that go through those places, and working with yeah, with acupressure and the traditional Chinese medicine model.
Right. Right.
Help.
Because when you treat a meridian, you treat all the points on that meridian. So even if those points are deep inside the intestines, you can be on the surface and treat like points here or points here, but you're actually going to treat the points that are deep, deep in the body.
Yes.
Right. Yep.
And so another thing I can actually do is I'm really in tune with energy. And so I can also, like when there are digestive issues, pinpoint if there's a protein that they can't digest very well. So if they need to make a shift with food. Whereas the
Wow.
vet,
That's amazing.
yeah, it is. And it's like it saves people so much hassle, because the vets can say, oh, let's try it's food elimination. And it's all a bunch of trial and error. And I can just say, oh, this is the protein that's not working. This is the treat you need to stop. This is,
That's
and
amazing.
it's like
That's amazing.
they yeah, the body's rebound. And so there again, so with pains, I have a regular client that comes monthly, and Albie and little poodle knew, he was having some, issues in his low back. And my client was also one that, was going to use the vet care too. And I have, that's what I'm about, we work together. And so before she had the appointment to go in, she goes, I need to get him, it's something had shifted, because I knew him regularly, but then something had shifted. And I told her exactly where it was on her body. And they went in and he had a bulging disc, and she texted going, exactly where you said.
Wow. That's
So,
yep.
yeah. And
So
so I can
you can help medical providers pinpoint their treatments and address the symptoms with your intuition.
yes.
Yeah.
And then this dog, I knew the dog, but this was something different. It had gotten something more serious, or I would have said, you need to go to the vet.
Yeah.
It was kind
Right.
of, yeah.
And I do this too. Because I've seen about 31,000 people in my career. I have a lot of experience recognizing when there are different types of health issues. And I my ability to make a difference, and this isn't bragging, this is practice, this is a lot of training, this is spending a lot of time studying, and this is a lot of experience. So it's not about like a brag thing. It's a lot of times I can tell when I can help someone reduce their pain, and I can also tell when I'm not going to be able to help them. Like, and sometimes I don't know right away. Sometimes I do a treatment, and if the client's pain reduces, and I'll say, usually I can get 10 to 85% chance, like a shift in that session with somebody. If they're very like in a lot of pain, it might be 10%, but that's something. And for some people, that's huge, right? And then I'm always looking to help them address root causes, like where, like when, like, sometimes people have pain in their low back for years, and it's actually they need a hip replacement, as an example. And there have been times when I've recommended to people, like, you need to go get to an orthopedic surgeon and see if you need a hip replacement or a knee replacement. And because I looked at their gait, I did a gait analysis of how they're walking, and I could tell that something was off. And I'm like, yeah, that person probably needs joint replacement, right? So, because of the different massage techniques and also the energy awareness, it's like you, I pick up on, I can feel the energy of pain is red, like your shirt. And so, like, I could, when the pain, they're called nociceptors, when the pain receptors fire, there is an energy that's released, and I can pick up on that. And I can pick up on emotional pain too. And I do want to share a story that's relative to you. And in our prior podcasts, we talk a lot about how animals pick up on people and they pick up on their feelings, and animals will try to process their guardians' energies. So recently, I had to do a house clear out for my mom, and unfortunately, she had to adopt her. The neighbors had to adopt her cats out because she wasn't able to take care of them. And this is wild. So the cats were not even in the house. I went through the house and cleared out the house. I cleared out her possessions and things like that so that, I could take care of all that for her, right? I came home, I got an energy and massage session, and the therapist said, I'm picking up on her cat's anger with her because she didn't take care of them. And I'm like, wow. So they're upset with my mother, got into my energy field. And then that had to be cleared out. I'm like, yeah, we animals have, I picked up on it too. When I walked in that house, I'm like, oh, those cats were mad at her. And I picked, and it just hitchhiked along with me until I cleared it out of my space. So if you have any doubt that your animals have feelings and that they're affected by your energy, don't doubt it, because they weren't my cats. I was just there cleaning up her things. I was touching her possessions in her house, and that energy attached to me because I was basically helping her cats process. And what I did is I said to them, I'm really sorry. She wasn't able to do this, and I send you light and love. And I shot them some long distance Reiki as like an apology and an energetic hug to the little kitty cats. So it's a real thing, everybody. Just want you to know.
It is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And they not only process their pain, like you're saying, they process their guardian's pain.
Yes.
Um, and if they can get it cleared naturally, great. But most of the time they can't because we've conditioned them to live in our environment and
Yeah.
they don't have their natural ways of releasing the stress, or
Yes.
we label it as misbehavior because they're scratching everywhere, or they're chewing up things, and that's because they don't have their normal outlets of what they would naturally do to process this kind of stuff.
Absolutely. So, Vicky, how can people reach you? And you have a new book coming out, don't
I
you?
know, so I'm really
Oh,
glad.
let's hear
So,
about that.
all right, so you can reach me healingyouranimal.com, and my new ebook, it released yesterday. How to
Yes, look at
ground your
that.
pet, transforming hyperactivity into
So
tranquility.
that's scratching and stuff. That's awesome.
Right. Yeah, this is a way to help not only your animals, but you too have more calm and uh, help things settle. So if they're normal, if you're walking them a lot and they're still anxious, and you know, this grounding is going to be your best friend. And so that's available. You can go to my website, healingyouranimal.com. The link is right there to take you to Amazon to get your ebook.
Fantastic. And people can reach me at arielhubbard.com. So just like my name on the screen, Ariel Hubbard, like Old Mother Hubbard. And you could go on there and read my blog. You can see a visual of me doing energy work in the actual auric field. You can see my classes, and you can book appointments with me. What you do is you email me or call me from the number on the site, and I can set you up. I can take care of you. So um, yeah, it's a
And
thing,
I have a
right?
quick story because, and so, because I have a client that had gone to the vet already. The dog had something going on with its stifle, which is the knee that we would know it as. And like it's so basically make it very hard for the animal to walk. The dog, was in
Mhm.
pain, a lot of pain, and um, they'd already been to the vet and everything. And then in the session with me, one session, uh, what I also do is help, like, pull out the inflammation. It's like help, it reduces the inflammation. And so she was able to walk normally
Yes.
after the session because there was so much heat, like you said, that red energy, so much heat
Mhm.
in there that, once we got that pulled out and got it stabilized, and felt so much better. So anyway,
Absolutely.
that was just another technique, I guess, that I was adding, that um, of how I work. It's yeah, the energy just responds and it helps balance the energy. And
You
one
know,
with
it's yeah, yeah,
go
yeah.
ahead, sorry.
Inflammation is a key thing, and I deal with it. I do it a lot. I clear a lot of inflammation with lymphatic drainage work, and it really makes a difference in terms of pain management.
Yes,
Yep.
yes. And I wanted to clarify earlier when I was getting ready to say solve the issue. The reason it's like, yes, the work can solve issues. I don't take the credit. I'm connected with the universe and I'm the facilitator. So that
Right.
was when I
Right.
stopped myself. Just for
Right.
clarity, it's not that the work doesn't work. It's bigger than me.
Well, the thing is, we live in a culture that uses language like resolve, fix, and so it's sometimes the words will slip into our language, even though we're not trying to do that, because our culture is all about solving and fixing and
Yeah,
resolving
and
and ending
fixing. Yes.
problems, right? It's all about that. And systems, energetic systems, and living systems are complex. They have their own intelligence. And what a lot of the work we do is to help the body help itself to do the healing that it needs to do. And there is an intelligence, but sometimes we're removing obstacles. So we're
Right.
taking the obstacles away so the body can do that. And that's
Exactly.
what's different between energy work and allopathic medicine, because they're just looking at the symptom. They're not necessarily looking at the root cause of the problem, and they're not setting it up so the body can heal itself necessarily. And there's nothing wrong with that because sometimes that's appropriate. But when someone's like, or an animal is like normally pretty highly functioning and they have a sudden issue, that's a good candidate for somebody like us because then we can work with helping restore the intelligence and the energy flow within the body itself. All right, so we have a shorter day today.
Yes, we
So
do.
we're
And I
gonna
was
have
just
to get
saying the same
going
for
'cause-
people is
yep.
when you've got a very recent issue. Well, even chronic. We both work with chronic and
Yes. Yep.
anyway, so go ahead. Yes, we are winding down now. And so it's
So healing for pets and people is our podcast, and we're going to take a little break this summer, but we'll be back in September. But you can see prior episodes of this on Vicky's site, healingyouranimal.com, and I think it's under media, right, Vicky?
yes.
Yep. Yep. And they can also get access to your awesome sprays that you have, your wonderful books, right? Your books that you have, your ebook, and also the books you have, your imprint books that are behind you. They could get sessions. They could do a free consult with you, as I recall correctly.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. Yeah. So if you go to healingyouranimal.com,
Yep.
scroll down, you can sign up for a complimentary assessment and we'll see if uh my work is a good fit for your situation, and also determine what's the best course of action for you. So
Fantastic. And then I offer over 20 styles of massage, 6 styles of energy work and clinical hypnotherapy. I can do long distance for a lot of those modalities as well as in person. So feel free to reach out and let's get you and your animals taken care of, right?
yes,
Yeah. Thanks everybody for your kind attention today. We appreciate it. And we'll see you back in
back
September.
in September.
Right
Take
on.
care.
Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.